What's good, y'all? It's just the Kicks 2 on 2 here, and I'm here with another sneaker review. Before I get into it, though, congratulations to the Miami Heat. LeBron James just won his first championship. I'm real excited about it. Just because he won his championship, if you see in the background, I got a big-ass poster of my man LeBron. It's about my wingspan. I'm about a 5'11", 6 foot, 190 pounds, and that shit is like as big as me. The shoe I'm reviewing today, it does have to do with the actual finals. It's not a LeBron shoe, unfortunately, but it is a KD shoe. I just wanted to get this out the way. I'll probably review another LeBron shoe on my next vid. So today we will be reviewing Nike KD1. I'm showing you two colorways. I found that these two shoes have different variations. That's why I thought I'd show you both of them. So I'll read off both box tags. The first one is KD1. It's a size 10.5. Style code is 344472. Color code is 701. Color on the box says Varsity Maize, black, Varsity Red. And then the other box, KD1, size 10.5 as well. Style code 344472. Color code 104. The colors on the box says white, black, and desert orange. So by that description, you should already figured out what it was. And let's get right into it. The second box I just read, you got the KD1 Texas. Very dope shoe. And the second shoe is the KD1 McDonald's. Now, a lot of people seen these. I'll provide some pictures for you guys so you can check it out. I love this shoe right here. So yeah, reason why I'm doing this review because KD hype is kind of getting real crazy. This was KD's first signature shoe. He got his first signature shoe back in 2008. It was his second year in the league. The first year he was wearing like blue chips and stuff like that. Nike seen his first year rookie stats, rookie of the year and everything. They gave him some shoes, his own personal shoe. Let's get into the signature detailing first on both shoes, and then we will get into tech details. I'll start off with the Texas. So from the outsole, there is a lot of stuff on this to explain. Both shoes say something different, meaning the left and the right, not the model, but they both have the same outsole, but there's different writings on each of them. All right, so to get into the outsole real quick, we're gonna start with the left one. We'll start at the top. These are all the things KD did as a basketball player to become better. I'll show you some pictures of each single quote, starting from the top, and explain it to you. So the first one is 100 laps. He would do 100 laps to get his endurance up. He would do 1,000 toe raises. He would do 500 push-ups, run Hunt's Hill. If you're not familiar with Hunt's Hill, you can actually just Google it up and you actually see how big the hill was. I'll probably post a picture right here. You check that out. The duck walks, crab walks, Coach Brown, shout out to his coach, Coach Brown. No pickup games, just straight practice. Play the games he was designated to play on his team. 40 minutes early to practice. You also have Lava Etos. I'm not sure what that is, but I'm assuming it's a person KD knows. I just don't know exactly what that one meant. Kevin's Corner, his quote, "I never quit." He would do defensive drills, back to the gym after games, practice on days off, Sunday sessions. Grandma brings dinner to the gym, and nap behind the curtain, age 9. So like he was doing all these things, and it's crazy for a basketball player because he's been playing, like he said, since age 9. He's been putting in all this dedication that you see on the outsole of the left shoe. And if you think about it, when you were 9, were you trying to be your best at basketball, you know what I mean? So it's really inspiring that he actually put it on the outsole of his shoe. He got Nike to put it on the outsole of his shoe, and tell the people his grind, you know what I mean? Then you also have this like, I don't know if you can see it, it's more visible on the right shoe, but you see like that pattern, that floral pattern it looks like. It's a Texas inspired pattern. They had to throw that Texas theme in there since he went to college there. I'll show it to you on the right shoe, that Texas inspired pattern. So getting onto the right shoe, these are all the numbers in KD's life that meant something to him. And we're gonna start at the top again. The first number is 108. That's Katie's grandmother's house number. The second number is 5720. It's the rec activity center where Katie learned how to play basketball with his coach, Taurus Brown. Then you got 5026, which is where he grew up, the actual building that he grew up. Then you got 20746, which is the post office where Katie's mom actually worked. Then you got Ellen Ball Santry. It's actually the cross street where Hunts Hill is. That's pretty much where the hill that he ran up and down for endurance. And that's pretty much it for the number meanings on the outsole, if you didn't know. To keep going into the personalization of the shoe, you got the Katie logos right here on the medial side of the outsole. Obviously you have the Nike swoosh straight in the middle. Also, another cool feature that not a lot of people noticed, you see all these flex grooves in the shoe. You see all of the flex grooves. There's quite a lot. What it's supposed to represent is the actual rafters in the gym. You know, when you look up, you see those rafters. It's exactly what it's supposed to represent, because Katie was always in the gym. That's it for all the personalization on the outsole. Going to the midsole, which is one is a Nike personalization, which is Zoom. I'll get into the Zoom unit in a minute. And then on the medial side, you have Hunts Hill on the medial heel area. I'll show you through a picture. Hunts Hill, again, is the hill he ran up and down for endurance. It says Nike in the heel, and that is pretty much it for signature detailing on the heel. Other than that, now we jump onto the upper. The upper is pretty much, if you look at it, it's pretty plain. There's not a lot of detailing on it. You got the Nike swoosh on the lateral side, Katie logo over here on the collar. On the medial side, the Nike swoosh, the number 35 for Katie's number. And these are on regular traditional pairs, you have 35. Then you have like his other shoes which have inspirations behind them. So this is the McDonald's shoe. The inspiration was the McDonald's All-American game, you know what I mean? And on the actual medial side, you have number 3, the number he was when he was in the All-American game. Also on the back of the shoe, you have 6/28/2007. What that is the exact date Katie got drafted into the league. And that is pretty much it for signature detailing on the shoe of the upper. Then you also have on the tongue of each shoe, Kevin Durant's signature. Show you that too. Then you got on the inside of the tongue. On the left shoe, you have Katie's mom's logo, Wanda Pratt, WP, on a stamp because she worked at the post office. You also have Katie's number there. And then on the right shoe, you have Katie's father's signature, which is Wayne Pratt. See, it has 3 stars for DC up top. Then we go into signature detailing of the insole. Let's start with the Texas because it's a little bit more easier to explain. This is the Texas insole. I'll take a picture of it so you can see it. It actually says Katie's famous quote on it. Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. That is a very inspirational quote that Katie has stated ever since he's came into the league. Again, hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. Some of them are different depending on the pair. Again, some shoes are inspired off of different things. And this is an example. The McDonald pair actually has a McDonald theme behind it. It says Kevin Durant, obviously in ketchup, because it is the McDonald's pair, which is kind of cool. And then over here in the forefoot area, on the actual left insole, you see it's like a stencil, and so it is on the right. The first stencil is KD. If you actually you know how you go to McDonald's and the kids have the little play mats that they can actually stencil in and do little crosswords for kids and stuff. They try to make it seem like that. So the KD logo is a stencil. You can actually write on it and make the KD logo. And then you have the Nike swoosh on the right insole in stencil. If that's the correct word, I think I'm calling it the right thing. Excuse me if I'm not. And then again, you have the yellow and white stripes for the McDonald, Mr. Ronald McDonald's suit, you know what I mean? All right, so that's pretty much it for all the signature detailing on the shoe. Now I'm gonna get into the tech benefits of the shoe. I only need one of the shoes for it, so I'll just hold up the McDonald for now. And let's start with the outsole. So again, the outsole has these flex grooves all throughout the shoe. Obviously your heel doesn't flex or anything like towards the midfoot really. But in the forefoot area, there is a lot of deep flex grooves. It's kind of cool if you think about it. A lot of free motion in the shoe, giving you the flexibility and freedom of your foot flexing naturally. Then you got the herringbone traction in the forefoot area on the medial side where you push off. I think this traction was wonderful just because it's actually protruding out, kind of, you know what I mean? I don't know if you can tell, but it's a great, it feels aggressive. If that's a way to put it, that's the best way I can put it. It feels really, really like, it feels like it'll work great on court. I never have tried it on court. I can imagine it would feel great for traction purposes when you're driving to the basket. Then you got the actual textured patterns like they have around the outrigger, even though there's barely an outrigger on the shoe, but yeah. This texture pattern also in the heel. One of the few Nike basketball shoes that I see without a Y split. Also, you can see in the flex grooves, they cut a lot of rubber out of the shoe. What that does is it reduces weight of the actual shoe since rubber does weigh some. As far as the midsole goes, it's a Cushlon midsole, which is pretty much Phylon with rubber additives, so it makes it a little heavier, but also makes it a bit softer and more durable. You also have in the heel a rubber cup sole, which is kind of weird that they would put a rubber cup sole in a grown man's shoe. The reason why I say this is because if you didn't know, rubber cup soles in general are technically usually put into like toddler shoes. I don't know why they did it. I mean, it kind of makes sense. I'll explain what a cup sole is right now. Cup sole. Nike's developed a way to increase stability in shoes while still keeping them light and flexible. Most Nike midsoles and outsoles are combined into a solid all-rubber cup sole for a lower shoe profile. The integrated cup sole provides great durability and sidewall wraps up around the heels for better support. So as far as the cup sole goes, I know you can't see it, it is internal. If you would actually feel the heel, you feel like a wall is here. So it starts like right around here, right? And it's like a cup holding your heel. So it cuts down like that, and it does provide great heel support. Again, I really don't know why they put it in KD shoes since they usually use it for toddlers. Hey, it works. So jumping onto the upper of the shoe, you actually see that it's complete patent leather on this model, while on the Texas, it is patent leather on the medial side and regular synthetic leather on the lateral side. Some KD shoes are the opposite as well, patent leather on the lateral, regular leather on the medial, or complete nubuck suede, or whatever the situation is. You actually see stitching in the toe and around the lateral side and the medial side. The stitch lines around the forefoot enhance durability. It actually prevents blowouts, so like the shoe to misshape, or what, you know what I mean, to collapse under its actual shape. You also have a toe bumper. I could have said this with the midsole, but Nike calls it a toe bumper. I don't know why. It's not really a bumper. There is a more direct name for it. I just can't think of it off the top of my head. But pretty much for durability issues, you can see it right there, how they made it. Actually protrudes out a little bit on the shoe, so you don't actually scuff the toes of the shoe too much. It also protects the front of your toes, you know what I mean? You can hear it, it's pretty hard as well. All right, so around the actual ankle, you have a stretch panel. How this works is the panel is pretty much, there's no stitching on the panel, as you can see, only around in this area, around the KD logo, which it has that cloth material, that like the sock liner material. So how this works is, since there is the actual gap in between the patent leather, it's not just one full, you know what I mean, one full wall. So it actually conforms around the ankle in a sense, you know what I mean, giving a more one-on-one fit around the ankle for more comfort and a better support system. So getting into the technology in the shoe, it is a top-loaded zoom unit in the forefoot area. So obviously it'd be right around here, right around there. KD does play on his toes. He's a toe to midfoot kind of player. He barely ever lands on his heels. If he does, it's very lightly. And it gives high energy return zoom units. And the funny thing about this zoom unit is it is an articulated zoom unit. I'll put a picture up so you can see. It's for flexibility purposes. Since there's so many flex grooves in the shoe, the zoom unit had to be articulated zoom unit just so it can flex with the shoe when he's running up and down the court, so it feels more natural and it doesn't feel like the zoom unit is just like bulging out, you know what I mean? So zoom units give high energy return. They're low profile technologies, keeping you lower to the ground for more court feel. Then you also have in the heel a pull tab, obviously to help you with you putting on the shoe, getting it on. Nothing too special about that. And that's pretty much it for the upper. Jumping onto the tongue, you have a sandwich mesh tongue, pretty like spongy, you know what I mean? This actual tongue actually provides great breathability, keeps your foot cool and comfortable, obviously, since it's actually meshed all the way down here and it's exposed, you can see it. And the tongue is actually, again, a thick sandwich mesh, again, just to reduce lace pressure when you're actually lacing up the shoes. The top of the tongue is patent leather, again with the logo. I forgot to mention one personalization was on the laces. It says Kevin Durant on the laces, and it's kind of cool. I don't know if you can see it. I'll take some pictures of it for you, but it says Kevin Durant on the shoelaces. Going on to the liner of the shoe, you actually see the actual McDonald's, again, stripes to represent the McDonald's shoe. Actually took out the insole again to show you guys, and the actual under the insole, it's actually not foam, it's like a cloth material, but it's stacked on, imagine like a bunch of t-shirts, like 10 t-shirts stacked all on top of each other, and it's like that, it's that kind of material. I don't want to say it's a foam because it doesn't feel like a foam, and it's not a foam. It's definitely not a foam. It's just like a cloth nylon material. They stitched it really thick together so it feels like it's padded, and it feels really good underfoot because the insoles are Ava. I have wore KD ones with Ava insoles before, and it feels quite comfortable, and the reason being is because of the actual cushioning under the insole, providing more cushioning underfoot, obviously. This Ava is I don't want to, it looks like it's rotting. The best way to put it is stale. It looks it. Or this is just bad quality Ava or something, but Ava insole, guys. If you want to learn about Ava, just check out one of my text closets about insoles. As far as the Texas, I'll show you the lining real quick too. Texas insole, gray lining. Yeah, and again, that's pretty much it for the KD one. I don't have anything else to tell about the KD one, but if you have any questions, comments, concerns, just hit me up down in the comment box. Subscribe up above if you can. I appreciate the comments and everything, so keep doing that. Just for Kicks 212. Check me out on Twitter at Just for Kicks 212, and make sure you add me on Instagram. I post a lot of pictures of shoes. Again, it's Just for Kicks 212. It's not too hard to remember. Katie McDonald, Katie, Texas. Hope you guys enjoyed, man.
Daddy, we finally won. We finally won a championship, Daddy. Daddy, we finally won a championship. We finally won a chip together. Fuck all y'all haters.